Hi Algebra class, this is Lori Duran, your algebra teacher. I've had several questions in the last 24 hours from parents and students regarding how to go around the IOA page, so I want to give you a little help with that. So first of all, this is the home page for IndianaOnlineAcademy.org, and this is where you'll originally sign in to proceed to your classes. Once you proceed to your classes, then a new tab will open, and this is our ioa.desiretololearn.com website where you'll find all of the information that you will need to be successful with the course. Across the top here, you'll see several tabs, but notice at the very first tab, or the very first thing that you'll see is your course home, and this is where I will put some information that you will need to know. For example, this week, this is just a reminder that you do need to check your email that I sent out on Monday because it has some super important information. So if you haven't done that so far, you do need to read through that email thoroughly, and if you have questions about it, please ask. From there, you'll see the grade status over here in the bottom right-hand corner. This will tell you what your current grade is and how much you have completed in the course. Now, the bulk of what you need to know is right here in the Content tab. Within the Content tab, you're going to see several things along the left-hand side. This may look a little different on your screen just because I'm on this as the teacher rather than the student, but underneath the table of contents, you will see each of the chapters. Now, let's go ahead and proceed to Chapter 6. Chapter 6 is the very first chapter that you will need to complete for this second semester course. When you click on Unit 6 Exponents, what you're going to see is that there are two major sections. There's 6.1 Rules of Exponents and 6.2 Radical Expressions. Now, within each of those, there are going to be subtopics. So let's click on Lesson 6.1. Now within Lesson 6.1, you will see that these are your learning objectives and this is your checklist. So within 6.1, there is Subtopic 1, Rules of Exponents, Subtopic 2, Simplifying Expressions, and Subtopic 3, Fractional Exponents. Within each of those sections, there is going to be a link to a video, and this video will be like the teacher, the person who's going to be conducting the lesson and teaching you the information that is important for you to know. So you'll notice that it will open up a new tab here. Each of the videos will look a little differently, but most of the videos will be coming from something that looks like this with the yellow and black. Now, for this particular one, you'll see that there are several tabs. It says that there is no warm-up for this particular one. That's why it's not in bold white print there. So we're going to go straight to our presentation.
There are things and processes in the world that repeat themselves.
So for the presentation, this is where you'll want to have your notebook handy so that you can take down some notes from the presentation. There are also worked examples. From there, you'll see that there is practice and there is a review. Now, a lot of people have asked, how long do I spend on each topic? And honestly, I can't give you a set time limit just because every topic is going to be a little different. Some will be longer, some will be shorter. The amount of time that you need spending on the practice part will differ depending on how, how challenging those examples are. Now, as you're working through this particular one, notice that underneath the practice and the review, it asks you to answer these questions, but it doesn't have a submit button. So please notice that you'll need to use the scroll bar down to click on next or to click on submit if submit is an option there. Now, this particular section, the presentation is about 7 minutes. The worked examples is about 3 minutes, so that's about 10 minutes spent on notes. I would say about 20 minutes should be spent on practice and review for this topic. So right now we're looking at about 30 minutes for this subtopic. Let me point out one more thing. The topic text, I think, is really helpful. If you are someone who really struggles with taking good notes, the topic text is pretty much taking everything that was said in the worked examples and in the presentation, and it puts it in a nice, neat formation where all of the notes are written down for you. It shows you some of the examples. You'll notice it gives you the rules here, and so on and so forth. Now, there is not an option to print at the bottom here, but what you could do is simply copy and paste this to a Word document, and then you could print that off. I would highly recommend that you do that because then that gives you a nice, neat summary of everything that you need to know from that topic, and you can utilize that when you're actually taking the test. Now, each of these are extra tabs that have been opened, so you can X them out to get back to the Desire to Learn page, and from there you can go to 6.1.2 and 6.1.3. Now, let's go back. All right, once you have completed all of those topics, then you will see that there is a homework check for lesson 6.1.1 to 6.1.3. This is something that you will need to complete, and it will be for a grade. So it's important that you read through or watch all the videos, practice them thoroughly before doing the homework check. And if you have questions, please feel free to call me or text me or email me, because I want you to be successful with the homeworks. Once you have completed 6.1, you will do the same thing for 6.2. And after that's finished, then you will go on to the quiz and the test. Now you may say, well, why is there a quiz and a test? The quiz is kind of like a way to check yourself to see if you're thoroughly understanding the information. It is worth 20 points. If you do not do well in the quiz, then I would suggest going back and re-watching videos, going back to your notes, doing some more practice problems. For the problems that you missed on the quiz, if you don't understand, give me a call so I can walk you through it. But I want you to do all of that before proceeding to the test, because the tests are worth a lot of points, and that's what's really going to have an impact on your grade. Now notice that there's only one attempt on the quiz and one attempt on the test. If you were a student at IOA last year, you may note that there were some classes that allowed you to have multiple attempts. This class only allows you one attempt on the quiz and one attempt on the test. So if you fail the test, then that's going to really lower your grade in the future. So in the meantime, as you start this course, please feel free to give me a call, give me a text, give me an email. I'm here to help, and I want to help you to be successful. Have a great day, guys.